One of the most common questions I get from applicants applying for a green card at an embassy overseas or inside the United States is, what happens when my priority date is current? What's the next step? What is the National Visa Center going to do when your priority date is now current? Hello everybody, and welcome back to Immigration Channel. This is where we explain complex immigration matters in short, simple videos. We make immigration easy. And in this video, we'll talk about the most common question I get is, what happens when your priority date becomes current? What is going to be the role of NVC at this point? And how your case can be advanced further until the final visa interview. We'll explain the kind of cases that NVC is processing in the moment, how you're going to be able to check your cases with NVC while it's pending, and a few other topics related to this point. Before we do that, if you're here for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos, and also give us a big like so YouTube will be able to show these videos to more people just like you. As always, remember, if you need my help with your immigration matters, all you have to do is send me a text right here, 619-483-4549. Now let's jump into the video. So what kind of cases are actually being handled by the National Visa Center? Remember, if you're filing a family petition on Form I-130, that will cover siblings, parents, spouses, and also fiancé visas on Form I-129, as well as employment-based petitions on Form I-140. Once those cases are being adjudicated and approved by USCIS, they're going to be forwarded to the National Visa Center. And once USCIS approves those petitions, they're going to send you a Form I-797. It's a form of approval which is going to have your case number, your name, and a very important item, your priority date. The priority date is on Form I-797 at the top left corner, right next to the receipt date. So for example, if your case was received on August 1st, 2023, priority date might be sometime in July, when they assign the priority date based on how many cases they received at that particular month. It's very important for you to remember that priority date and be able to follow the movement. If it's not a marriage case where it's immediate, you don't have to wait for any visas to be available. All other categories are entering some sort of a wait line, whether you're a spouse of a green card holder, whether you're a parent of a US citizen, or if you're a brother or sister of a US citizen. All these categories go to a wait line and must be monitored under the visa bulletin every single month. That priority date will determine which cases are being adjudicated at that particular time. So you've been following your priority date, and it could be years depending on which category it is. So what happens when finally your priority date becomes current? So if your priority date is finally before the most recent cutoff date on the visa bulletin, it's most likely now current. And once your priority date becomes current, you'll be able to move forward in the process. You're going to pay the visa application fee, complete Form DS-260, make sure that all the financial documents and affidavit of support also submitted, and finally send all the civil documents required by NVC to process your application. Now, the reason NVC is doing that is they want to make sure that your case is documented complete. Sometimes cases will be documented complete before your priority date is going to be current. And the reason is because NVC is trying to anticipate, in many cases, when your visa's dates are going to be current. They're not always accurate, but they're trying. And the point is that even if your case is documented complete, but it's not yet current in the visa bulletin, you're not going to be able to move for an interview because embassies and consulates don't have visas available for you. But once your case is documented complete, NVC is going to be doing all that to finish your case, and your visa date is also current in the visa bulletin, which means your priority date is current. When both of these things happen, NVC is going to start communicating with the US embassy that is assigned to your case to see when they are available to schedule an interview for you. Now, once your case is documented complete and your case is also current, you can contact the National Visa Center using the public inquiry form, the best way to do so, to find out what's happening with your file and when can they schedule a visa interview with the particular post. Remember, because of the backlog, even if you became documented complete right now in 2023, the chances of you getting an interview, if you are one of those embassies that are really behind, like Islamabad or Mumbai, and even in Lagos, it's going to take a long time for these embassies to schedule for you an appointment to get an interview in this year. And the reason is because they have just so many cases ahead of you and they're not able to open interview slots. Some applicants are trying to use the expedited process of the National Visa Center, and sometimes it works. Others are taking other efforts, trying to get some kind of congressional pressure on the embassies. But whatever it takes, remember that right now there are backlogs, and you got to be very patient and make sure you monitor the applications and do whatever you can to stay consistent. Follow up with National Visa Center properly. Do so on a regular basis, and use the expedite process as well to see if you can move your case forward. If your case is delayed beyond a reasonable time, I'm talking about over a year and a half, it could be a time to discuss other means, maybe litigation, maybe moving the case to a different post. But these are the things that are important for you to do to monitor these cases on a regular basis. Those applications are being handled by USCIS exclusively. Those cases will never get to the National Visa Center because your cases will have to be processed for an interview, and interviews at embassies and consulates are only for applicants that are currently abroad. Remember, if you're petitioned by a green card holder and that green card holder now becomes a US citizen, it's important for you to update National Visa Center by contacting them and providing them the proof of the change in the petitioner status, because sometimes you can get into a faster category by making that upgrade properly. So hopefully this information explains the process of when your priority date becomes current and how the National Visa Center works with applicants that are now current and also documented complete. Remember, documented complete is not the same as being current. Being current means that visas are now available for your category and an embassy is able to open slots for you to be able to get an interview. They won't do it necessarily right away because of the backlog. If you have questions about this process, please let me know in the comments below. And also, if you need help with your immigration matters, send me a text 619-483-4549. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.